The Morning Majority with Mary Catherine Ham, Brian Wilson, and Brian Neiman on 630.
8:37 on The Morning Majority. Good Friday morning to you. The job numbers are out, and they're not very good, quite frankly.
No, they're not.
54,000 new workers added in the month of May. It's the fewest in, I think, 8 months, and the unemployment rate jumped a little bit to 9.1%. They were hoping for over 100,000 jobs added, 150,000, I think, and they got 54,000 added, and an unemployment rate now of 9.1%. So
the old portfolio is going to take a hit today.
It probably will. Patricia Secor at the news desk of the Wall Street Journal will join us in about 10 minutes or so. We'll talk to her about it, figure out what's going on there. BRET BAIER, Fox News Channel, anchor of Special Report, joins us. You know what, Brett, honestly, isn't that what the 2012 election will be all about? It'll be about the economy.
Definitely. I mean, I think that's what we've thought for a long time, that it would be focused on the economy. And these numbers today really will refocus everyone's attention. It was already starting to happen anyway, kind of a remessaging from both Republicans and the administration. But 54,000 jobs going into this, 0 to 100,000 was really considered by many experts to be very dismal, almost disaster as far as the messaging of jobs and the economy taking hold. And as Brian mentioned, I would really watch the market today because, there's a possibility that it takes a real hit, though there's still some, mitigation that there could be more Federal Reserve action.
Right. It's interesting. If you look at some comparisons historically to Ronald Reagan and Barack Obama when they came in office and things like that and made some radical changes, and the unemployment rate went up under Reagan, and it was right about now during his administration where things started to turn around and pick up speed, and he won in a landslide, obviously, in 84, and it's kind of like going the other way around with Barack Obama right now. I mean, we'll see where it goes a year from now, but things are starting to slow down instead of pick up for this president.
And it's... it fits into an interesting messaging moment for Republicans. You saw Mitt Romney launch his official campaign yesterday in New Hampshire and focused almost exclusively on the economy and jobs and kind of this belief in America that it's better and can pull out of this. I think that you're going to see that kind of focus, laser focus, sort of mimicking the campaign that Governor McDonnell did in Virginia, which was focused almost exclusively on the economy, even though he is a social conservative.
And quite successful in Virginia, right, with unexpected demographics as well. The conventional wisdom is that Barack Obama has to get the economy moving in order to be reelected, and that's just the bottom line, no matter who the candidate is on the other side. My question is, we were talking about yesterday, what's left in his quiver? We talked about what is the policy that he's going to pitch that would make that happen?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, Mary Catherine. I think, you look at the appetite for another round of some kind of stimulus, whatever it is. That's just a non-starter.
It kills my appetite to think about.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not there isn't a lot in the quiver. Now, obviously, the Fed could do some things, but even they're starting to run out of options. So it could be a painful recovery. And these numbers today really suggest a dip in what was a feeling that things were starting to get moving.
Now, I understand you have a special program on today, and you're going to be talking to Paul Ryan. Have you already done the interview?
No, it's today. Yeah. We have a special on Medicare, the issue of Medicare, at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Representative Paul Ryan. He'll be on to explain his plan, defend it, talk about the issue in depth. Representative Chris Van Hollen will do the same from a Congressional Democrat perspective, and we have the administration's budget director, Jack Lew, who will be on as well. And then we'll have Van Hollen and Ryan together, again, for an in-depth look and kind of debate back and forth, and then a panel to analyze what happened in the first 40 minutes.
Well, just a side note, you're doing the 5 o'clock show, and then you're going to do your regular 6 o'clock show, and I'm told you got a 10 o'clock show tonight, too?
I do.
What is this, the BRET BAIER channel?
Man, it's a perfect storm.
Would it be impertinent of your old friend Brian Wilson to ask this question with Glenn Beck leaving soon? I think at the end of the month is what I read. Are you going to be picking up some more airtime?
I have no clue, Brian. You know, this is way ahead, way above my pay grade.
Put it this way, there's no unemployment problem for BRET BAIER.
There's plenty of BRET BAIER work to be found, I'm sure.
I have a question. What exactly will Chris Van Hollen be talking about, since there is no opposing plan?
Well, that's a great thing to ask because it's something that I'm going to ask. But he has, 4 or 5 minutes to make his case, whatever that case is. Now, whether he spends his time attacking the Ryan plan or kind of laying out where Democrats are, we'll have to see.
Well, Nancy Pelosi's comment this week about Medicare, what the plan was Medicare, 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 essentially saying we're just going to keep it the way it is, no matter what. I mean, that's the way I read into it. So it'll be interesting to see what Van Halen says tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the trust fund itself runs out of money in 2024, and that's both sides. It's expected to run out of money 5 years sooner than projected just a year ago. That came out just a couple of weeks ago from the trustees. So, as we know, Medicare is split up in different parts, Medicare Part A, Part B, and it's very complex.
It is.
And you have to kind of get your head around it, but we're going to try to dig in as much as we can in 1 hour.
Okay, we have just a moment or two left, and I don't want to dwell on it too much, but any thoughts on the saga that we have come to call Wienergate?
Oh, my goodness. I tell you what, that was not a shining moment in my interview list of people.
You want to put that on the resume reel?
No, I don't think so. But listen, he brought it on himself. I mean, we wouldn't be in that room doing that interview if the day before he hadn't been so combative and evasive and vague, answering very simple questions to reporters up on Capitol Hill. So,
well, you were surprised that he offered himself up for interview? He did a round robin with just about everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was surprised, especially when I got in there and he was still not answering the question. So, I mean, I think he just wanted the perception that you invite everybody in, you talk about it for a lot, and it just goes away. But if you can't answer the simple question, is the picture you?
Mm-hmm.
People sitting at home probably say, I don't know. I think I would know.
Can't answer with certitude. All right, so we got BRET BAIER on this afternoon special report at 6 o'clock. Then you have the 5 o'clock special on Medicare with Paul Ryan and Chris Van Hollen. That should be very interesting. And then tonight, 10 o'clock special on the housing market as well, right?
Yeah,
Got
the
that all
housing
straight?
crisis. And we've been actually working on that documentary for probably 6 months.
Oh, wow.
It's really an interesting piece.
A very busy day for you, and we appreciate you getting up bright and early on your busy day. Thanks.
You got it.
All right, we'll talk to you next week. BRET BAIER, Fox News.